Welcome to the Morning Cup of Culture Show. I'm your host, Brooke Black. This is a community of inclusiveness, diversity, and belonging through social justice, culture, and music. Today I'm at the Lions Pride Barbell. Is that right?
That's right.
That's right.
Up here in Layton.
Absolutely.
Why am I here? I guess you guys probably want to know. Well, Brandon has been a good friend of mine for years. And he started lifting, about 3-4 years ago?
Oh, man. I got back into lifting about maybe 3.5 years ago. Yeah.
3.5 years ago. Okay. He used to be a rapper.
Once upon a time.
Not so much anymore.
I mean, I got bars, but...
He does.
Bars. And barbells.
Yeah, bars, barbells, you know. If I was Italian, my name would be Barzini. You know?
Okay.
This is Riot. Riot, when did you start lifting?
About 10 years ago, competitively about 3 years ago.
Dang, 10 years ago.
10 years, man.
Wow.
It takes some chapters.
So I took a hiatus. This is volume 31. The reason we're back is I needed some mental health, and I found that lifting weights actually combats depression.
How?
That's based on a true story.
Real facts. I'll tell you about some depression.
Statistics! Yeah, that's statistics.
Go with it.
Break it down, you know what I mean?
I just needed this in my life, clearly.
Yo, it's a vibe.
And my doctor said
vibe.
it's doctor recommended.
It's a
So
vibe.
the podcast is back. I couldn't think of a better place to be.
Absolutely.
It's 2022, and if you're not lifting, you should be. So lifting spirits, lifting weights, lifting minds. What do you remember is your first lifting experience?
First lifting experience has to have been 8th grade. After school, I'm from Layton, so I go from Central Junior High and walk from there over to Layton High School, right up the road.
Okay.
And then I would go up in the high school weight room with all the bigger high school kids. You know, we're on the football team and they're in their little weight class, and I'm just kind of in the cut. I get my little bench on though, my benchy bench and all that. But no, I've always had a very positive experience when it comes to weights and weightlifting. My late uncle, rest in peace, he used to be a bodybuilder.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
Kept it in the
kind
family.
Kind of lit a fire in me when I was really young. But
How about you, Riot? What was your first experience like?
My first experience actually started in roller derby, and I was a runner, and I skated, and I was little. I was 115 pounds, so everybody eating my lunch. You know, I go flying. So I started lifting 10 years ago, and I was like, oh, I'm little. Like, this ain't gonna happen. So my husband kind of got me into the gym and stuff, and like my first the real moment I experienced of like, this is lifting, is the very first time I deadlifted. And I was like, yo, this is hard. I look stupid. Like, I want to do this. This is the hardest thing. I don't get it. Like, screw this one particular lift, the deadlift. Yeah. Like, I could not understand it at all. But then I remember like just thinking like, it's hard, but you can do this. You know what I mean? One day you're going to do this, and one day you're going to be great at it. Don't let it kick your ass. You know?
Yeah. Don't let it kick your ass.
So like,
we didn't know if we were under SEC rules and all that.
You know, lifting heavy, being a woman in a gym by myself, but wanting to lift heavy, but being scared and intimidated, and I can't keep up because I'm tiny. All these men, you know, are they looking at me? There's a lot of clown or like a stigma being a woman in the gym, a woman in strength sports, but that's what drove me to like do this, to say it's okay. Like, you
now the deadlift is where you're on the ground and then you lift
pick it up. Ain't nothing. Dead weight. No, you just pick it up.
Just pick it up.
The heaviest dead weight you can pick up.
Yeah, it's just a straight pull from the floor
how
to
much can you? How much can you deadlift right now?
That's secret.
That's a secret. Oh.
No, we got enough.
I'm humble.
You're humble.
I'm
I like
humble.
that. Okay.
I'm humble, but
Okay.
I deadlift and I hold the state records.
Okay.
And so you want to know how much?
Why do you say it like that?
Go ahead and look at the records.
I'll hold the
I'm
state
humble.
records.
I'm gonna make them work. I'm gonna make them work.
It's like, y'all gonna have to get on your computer and do your due diligence, baby. You know?
Now wait, this gym holds the world record.
Yes.
We have a couple
2 of
world
them.
record holders in the gym currently. Yes.
Is this an open gym? Can anyone come?
Absolutely. We love everyone. Please come. Please
Okay.
come. Let us help you. Let us give you that environment to grow. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
The heart.
Now I know that I got this slot appointment because you had a cancellation. So you do private training as well?
I do. I am a strength coach here I specialize, in strength training, strongman, powerlifting, correctives, things like that.
She's the best.
It's the best.
She's the best.
The biggest thing I try to do, though, because when I'm one-on-one with my client, and we talked about this when we talk about lifting helps with your depression and stuff like this. So the biggest thing, and he's seen it because he's seen me work, is it's time of communication and a positivity thing in your life and a break in your life for you to come in, talk to me, what's going on, how you feeling, let's work it out, let's do something great today. My clients come to me and I'm having a bad day, I just don't feel good, I don't feel right within myself. I say, you know what, screw programming, let's PR, let's do something we're proud of today. I want all my clients, everybody that walks in here leaving, doing something they did proud of today, because you can't let life kick your ass. You know what I mean? You can't lay down and die. You got to get up, fight back. How we fight back? By doing something for yourself.
One of my best moments in recent memory lifting has been with this woman right here. and I say that, and I mean every word of it. And so me and Becca have a specific kind of relationship. We've worked together. Yeah, we work together. Aww. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's my sister. This is family. This is family right here. But we both have similar experiences and stuff like that with life, depression, mental health, so on and so forth. Me and my whole thing. I mean, you can go on any forum and find out everything you need to know about me and mine, right? But it's one of those things to where, what was it? Probably the beginning of this year, me and Becca started a thing to where every time we greet one another, it's with her, on her end, it's how's your happy. On my end, it's hey, how's your energy? Yeah. Rather than just a generic how you doing?
Yeah.
I feel that how you doing is such, and it was something my therapist had actually talked to me about. It's like how you doing is such a very generic, basic.
Right.
You don't really care what the other person
filler.
says. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How's the weather? You know what I mean? Whereas when I ask you how's your energy or how's your happy, it gives you pause. You have to think wait, how is my happy? How is my energy? And we do it on a scale. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how's your energy today? Well, I'm an easy 8.5. Okay, why aren't we at a 10? What's going on that puts you at that 8.5? You know what I mean? So that's the type of vibe that we like to bring to whatever training session we're in, whether we're with clients or whether we're just amongst each other, other athletes. Anyone who's trained with us, I promise you, has nothing but fun stuff to say about me and Becca.
Because it's a vibe.
Seriously, it's its own vibe. Thing. It's a beautiful thing, and it's something that I feel that, not to really bash commercial gyms, because I've worked in one. She currently works at one, but at least here at Lions Pride, we've been at different gyms before, but here we've been able to cultivate a culture and a community here that I really wouldn't trade for the world.
Right.
We are all...
It's a family.
No, very much so. Very much so.
This my blood.
Very much so.
Doug and Robert out there, my brothers, my blood.
Absolutely.
My blood.
Absolutely. There's nothing I wouldn't do for this woman, and vice versa. I'm not a woman, but I'm sure I could be. I'm sure I could be in today's day and age, and I'm cool with that, But
let's talk about stereotypes in lifting, because it's a very I don't know that it's a stigma, but it's not as common that women are powerlifting, or is that the correct term, powerlifting?
Powerlifting or strongman.
I like to say strong. See, there we go with the stigma.
Yeah.
I actually say strong person.
Yeah,
I like that.
Because I'm not a man,
right?
Obviously, but I still compete in the sport. I do pretty okay for myself in the sport, honestly. But we also have, so there's a huge community of strong women out there, right?
Humongous.
And it's built off of strong men. And actually, there's some people who are making headway. Hey, the women are out here too. But let's also think about our non-binary friends, our transgender friends, right?
Absolutely.
So I in here, in Lions specifically, I like to say strong person.
I like
because
that.
we got to include all. Strength and strong person is not for one group. It's for everybody.
It's
I don't
all
care.
inclusive.
I don't care. You want
It's
to
not
pick
just
up a rock? I don't care what your identity is. Come pick up a rock with us, man. It's a good time. You know what I mean? So I try to advocate strong person. Like, don't put me in that gender box, you know, because it is hard. It is hard being a woman, you know, in a male-dominated sport, in a male-dominated field, because I tell you, you know, but it is what it is. It's okay, you know. Progress can't be made unless we start. You know what I mean? So.
Progress can't be made unless you start. So what would you give for advice for anyone that's maybe curious about lifting or curious about strong person competitions, those type of things?
You want me to go?
Oh, you go ahead.
Okay, so honestly,
Get it.
anyone's curious about it, visit your local strength gym, because I promise you, you know, I know all the strength gyms. He knows all the strength gyms. I know all the owners. I know everybody. I mean, I've been running this whole place, the whole strength community. I've been a part of it for 4 years now. I know everybody, and that's just like
it's very
just
close.
because everybody is kind, everybody is willing. Put that fear aside and try something new. Do you know what I mean? And I know it's scary. I mean, you walk in here, you see Doug and Robert and Josh, Brandon. You see us slinging some weights, and it gets intimidating. But that's when you have to set it aside. You know what I mean? We're not stereotyping you. Don't stereotype us.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
I tell you what, one thing right now, Doug Van Tassel is the biggest teddy bear you will ever meet. He might get mad I said that out on the podcast, but I don't care. I'll say it. That's my blood. Dude, he is so sweet.
Baby Huey.
Baby Huey.
Baby Huey with the diaper.
Now, is it correct to say he's the one that holds the world record?
Yes.
Yeah,
world
the strongest teddy bear.
The strongest, pulls over 800 pounds raw.
Off the floor.
Over 800 pounds.
With no suit, no straps.
No nothing. Just picks that up.
Yeah.
The kindest heart. I remember. Anybody that comes in here, he built this place for the athletes. He built this space for the community. Because him too, you know, we've all had our own struggles and stuff. And he knows. You know, Robert knows what lifting, how it saved his life in his own personal way too. So we're trying to give that back. So as far as coming into, I want to try strong person, I want to try powerlifting and stuff, you know, it goes back to don't stereotype us just because we're pulling 800 pounds.
Right.
We're still soft.
Well,
we are still people.
Everybody has to start from somewhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like I started strength sports really was due to her. Like I was just lifting, and then I don't want to be a stereotypical or gym bro-y or say anything like that, but you know, I was just, for lack of better words, doing a lot of ego lifting when we first had met. You know, I was making headway.
What you doing, biceps all day?
I was making headway. I did more than biceps all day. I got big arms naturally. It's not my fault. But anyways, right? Like, and it was funny because she would always tell me for the whole time we worked together. We're talking like over a year, like 18 months. Like, dude, you need to come with me to Strongman. Come with me to Strongman. What are you doing this weekend? Come with me. And I'd be one of those. Yeah, sure. You know, I'll be there for sure. And then I would flake, right? And where were you? Oh, yeah, you know, come on, you know. But I ended up leaving EOS where we both were working and didn't really see each other, which was kind of like a culture shock for both of us. Because we're so used to having this energy all day, every day for an 8-hour period. And then all of a sudden I didn't have that no more, neither did she. So we were still trying to keep in contact. I'd still try to stop in after work, but I had went back one day to get a membership. Like, hey man, you know what? It's been enough time. I'm here. Oh hey, puts me through this workout, demolishes me, right? When I say she's one of the best trainers in the state, that's not like I'm not tooting her horn, even though I kind of am, right? But no, like, but she put me through a workout, wrecked me, in the same breath. So what are you doing tomorrow? You're coming to Strongman, right? Like, yeah, I'll go. And it was the best decision I ever made, honestly. And to be in an environment to where, I mean, I'm a decent sized guy, right? I'm fairly strong, but to take me out of what I was used to, out of my comfort zone, and put me in a gym, it wasn't this gym, but a gym similar, right? To put me in a strength training facility where I'm amongst athletes. And I'm seeing all walks of life. I'm seeing big dudes, huge dudes, short dudes, tall dudes, and women. Right? Oh, I got you. And women, right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I got this. I'm going to be a star. Right? I am not a star. I was not a star. Let me make that candid, right? It was the most belittling for me, but humbling experience I've ever had, and I wouldn't trade that day for anything. I fell in love with strength sports and strong person, and powerlifting at that point in time, truly, because it was I'm used to being judged. I'm used to being looked down upon. I'm used to being stereotyped based on, whether there's the color of my skin and my actions or whatever the case may be, right? But to walk through that door and to have a completely clean slate, and then to be amongst people who were just like, hey, pick it up. How much does it weigh? Who cares? Pick it up. If you can't pick it up, it's okay. You're just going to get stronger until you can, and then we'll move on to something else. So it was that type of vibe and that type of energy, but it was so refreshing to be in an environment where I didn't constantly have eyes on me, to be where we compete against each other, but strongman and powerlifting is the only sport that I've ever played, and I played every sport you could possibly imagine growing up, right? The only sports I've ever been affiliated with that the person you're competing against is your biggest supporter.
Oh, absolutely.
Seriously, your biggest supporter. So
that's a flip.
No, for real. Seriously,
it's for real.
So for me, I mean, it's not like basketball or baseball or football where it's ruthless, cold-blooded, me against you. We can be friends after the fact. Strongman and powerlifting with strength sports, we're friends the whole time.
Absolutely.
When you go to these competitions, the guy who's cheering you on the hardest is the guy who's going in the heat right after you.
For real.
Or who went just before you. Hey, I dropped it right there. Keep your feet moving. Keep it tight. Like,
absolutely. I mean,
it's been crazy.
I've been to nationals and everything, and I mean, there's hundreds of us competing for the same title all around the country. But every single one of us is cheering each other on and I think because we all started somewhere.
Absolutely.
And we all know how hard it is, and the blood and tears and commitment, and just how much it wants that heart to take it, to just be out there and try. We all know what it takes and what it feels like, so we're all going to help each other.
Absolutely.
Because we know that feeling. And
absolutely.
So
there's really no other way to possibly describe it. Like I said, it's the most rewarding experience I've ever done, and ever since that day, I've done several competitions. I'm doing my first powerlifting meet on Saturday. Like, I'm kind of just like, I'm following her. I follow her around, bro.
Don't follow sis around.
I was talking about doing the powerlifting meet first, and she just like, hey, so I'm signed up. I'm doing it. Like, wait, what? Man, no, I gotta do it.
No, you gotta do it.
I can't just let you show me up. You can't just dog me.
So a lot of gyms have rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any unwritten rules at the gym?
Don't be a douchebag.
Period.
Treat everyone with love and respect.
Period.
Love and respect. That's the number one unwritten rule. No matter where you go, treat everyone with love and respect.
Just treat people the way you would want to be treated.
As long as you do that, we're cool. I mean, obviously, treat everyone and the place with love and respect, right? Because this is a home. This is a sanctuary. So treat that place as a home and a sanctuary. But that's the only unwritten rule, We're all, like I said, we're all in here trying our best every day. Good days, bad days.
We're just trying to be the best versions of ourselves.
Exactly.
We can possibly be. And so when you cross the threshold, we like to tell people, like, bring your problems with you, but check your ego and your attitude at the door. Because those problems are where they're going to fuel you and fuel your desire and your passion to pick that weight up, or to try something new and difficult and different. I mean, just you walking around, it's like, wow, like there's a lot. It's intimidating at first glance,
right.
And then you see the videos and the social media, and you're like, wow, that's impossible. It's really not. It's just a matter of getting out there and trying it and doing it. And I promise you, if you have the guts to do it, you'll surprise yourself.
Absolutely.
And then that's where you can start to see, and that's personally, what I love about watching new people come in, and I know she does when she's training, is to see that light go off in somebody.
It's the most beautiful moment.
To see them do something that they never thought they would ever be capable of, and do it fairly easy.
Yeah.
And then you see all the facade and all the everything else just falls away at that point. And it's like, dude, I can do it. Dude, I can do this. Like I can pull a truck. I can pull a semi truck. Like I can.
Him, I mean, honestly, him especially. Like, you know, he's a prime example. Everyone's it's beautiful, man. Like they come in with fear, and like it literally does almost bring tears to my eyes, and that's why I do what I do, and I passionately do what I do, because, you know, especially I work with a lot of elderly too, and just everybody doubts themselves, and I'm like, you don't understand what you're capable of. I was telling them, I said, just trust me. Just trust me. You trust me? Trust me. And they can do these incredible. I told you about my gamma.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty incredible. I mean, just trust me. Like, you're gonna have fears and doubts. So let me take care of you. Let me take care of those fears and doubts. Just trust me. Just listen to me, and you can like shoot for the stars.
Dude, your horizon is only yours.
It's
not ours. Like, we see so much further than you see for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of getting in there and doing it. Because I always have those people who see what I'm doing and see what she's doing, and bro, sis, I want to come. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. And then they make the same mistake I was making by like just not showing up. And it's no ill will. And you know, like that's. Everyone has their own journey, you know.
Sure.
The best decision I ever made, which completely changed the trajectory of my life, was just saying yes to an opportunity that one time. And that one time turned into 2, turned into 3, turned into several, to now where I'm at a place to where I'm good most days mentally. I'm good most days emotionally. Physically, I'm all right. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm okay. And I know that it's going to get better. You know what I mean? And that's something that a lot of people don't really understand or even can fathom, especially with everything going on in the world. Like, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to deal with. So the days that I can just step outside of myself for a little bit and just push myself and my body and my mind to the limit and be in company, like the way we was laughing before we started filming and the way we're laughing now, bro, you have no idea. I could show you. I can challenge us, right? So after this meet, so after I get done, right, like with recovery, we're just gonna take our phone, right? I'll play DJ. I got your back. But what we're gonna do is I'm just going to hit record, and I'm just going to record a typical day in the life of Riot and Brandon. on a strongman Saturday or on a powerlifting one day where we're just lifting, but we bullshit, but we get work done, but we play, but we work hard, but we play harder. You know
this gym, what we do, you know, he's talking about the world is ugly.
Very.
World is ugly.
Absolutely.
People ask me how I run my strongman Saturdays. I come up with kind of a plan. We have these events. Let's run this. Let's work on this together as a team. But honestly, my Saturdays and how I run my strongman Saturdays is an oasis, and that's what are they gonna do? What are we gonna do? What's the plan and stuff? And I tell them, I'm like, this is your time to get away from the world. I don't care. Do what makes your heart happy, because this is your oasis. It's ugly out there.
Yeah.
Take a break. Take a mental break. Be happy. Be with your family. Do something you're proud of and live in this oasis just for a little bit. You know what I mean? Just to take that break from the world, because the world gets heavy, man.
Yeah.
The world gets heavy.
You guys have mentioned a lot, but what would you say is your favorite feature about strength?
My favorite feature about... I got words.
It's a loaded question.
That's a loaded question.
It's not.
There's a lot.
I'm gonna be right in my
Yeah.
Can you see me? I'm not gonna invade your personal space, but I'm gonna stare into your soul.
That's all right. My favorite about strength. That's hard. That's a hard question to answer, because strength is not any one thing, right? It takes strength to pick up 800 pounds.
Very much so.
It takes strength to pick up a 300 stone. It takes strength to run with 500 pounds on your back. I ain't even playing. That's what we do.
Yeah.
But it also takes strength to pull yourself out of bed on a Saturday morning to come hang out with your friends.
Absolutely.
It takes strength to say, I'm injured right now, but I'm going to come in and be with you guys and do the best I can. It takes strength to say, I feel a little uncomfortable, but I'm going to try to do it anyways. It takes strength to say, I don't know. I really don't think I can do this, but my family trusts I can do this, so I'm going to try it. That takes strength. So strength, to me, goes beyond what any one person can lift. Strength, to me, is what someone has in themselves to push themselves. That little minuscule bit, like just to... when you have that depression, you know, I don't know if we all, you know, I've had it.
Yeah.
We all, you know that dark place, right? You don't even want to get out of bed. You don't want to shower. You don't want to communicate with friends and family. You know, to get out of bed on those dark days, that takes strength.
Absolutely.
Now you're gonna make me cry.
See? I told you.
That's strength in my book. Like, I'm a pretty okay, strong person, right? But nothing beats the strength it took me to get out of depression, get out of suicidal thoughts and things like that, to fight that. So that's what makes this shit easier. Because I fight my strength out there every day. This is easy.
What about you, Brandon?
Really, she kind of just bodied that whole thing. everything I wanted to say. Everything I wanted to say, she said. But like, to go beyond it, it just... Really, nowadays, it takes strength to live. You know what I mean? Like, life is hard, and it's not just hard for you or myself. It's hard for everybody. You know, we live in a constant state of fluctuation, of constant change, of constant erosion, friction.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe heavily in energy. I believe heavily in manifestation. I believe heavily in karma and hard work. And I feel that it takes strength of character to, like she said, pull yourself out of those dark places. And you might not even be pulling yourself out, but just like with me, just to say yes that one time to an opportunity takes strength. Have the strength and the
Courage?
The courage. That's why I mess with you.
You got distracted.
No, but seriously, like to have the courage to just say yes to an opportunity and to put yourself outside of yourself, step outside the box, try something different. And it really, the worst case scenario is that, okay, this isn't for me, and you go back to your bed in your dark space, which is fine. I mean, it's not what I want for anybody, but if that's okay with you, that's okay with you. I support every person in all their endeavors and whatever it is that they choose to do with their lives. Me personally, I've been in, with my old lifestyle choices and things I've done in my past, it's very hard for me to put myself back in that negative headspace, because I know that when I'm there, I'm there for a while. Yeah. I'll keep myself there. I will keep myself there, and I will find every excuse to keep myself there, regardless of regardless as to who's around me. I will get addicted to that negative headspace, and I will start surrounding myself around people who are in the same state of mind that I'm currently in. So my biggest saving grace has been to say yes to opportunities, and then when I do, is to just do my best, period. And everything else I feel will fall underneath that umbrella. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Like it's just my best.
So what would you say is your favorite or your most memorable experience lifting or strongman competition?
Ooh, girl.
Oh, yo, I know you got a bunch, bro.
I got. You go. You go. I got
I'm like
big.
my favorite one really isn't. I mean, that's a good question.
Just lifting or strongman, it doesn't have to be.
Honestly, it's not even really the competitions are fun. It's something that is completely unexpected, but it's competition day is beautiful. To see everyone's hard work and everything come to fruition, and to see a multitude of people who are all like-minded.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Who are all there for a purpose, who all come from, and the funny thing is we all come from not necessarily similar backgrounds, but similar life experiences and reasons as to why we ended up where we currently are on that given day.
Okay.
And for me, the best part isn't necessarily the competition. It's honestly the prep that goes into it.
It is.
The relationships that I build at these competitions. I've met so many people that I will forever be thankful for crossing paths with and just having them in my life. And I know that just based off of strength sports alone, we was already cool. That was my partner before, but we've been able to solidify a bond that transcends just a how are you doing at the gym type of friend. You know what I mean? Like, this is someone who's going to be involved in my life and in my children's life for years and years to come. And I've made several relationships and friendships like that just from saying yes to an opportunity. So to answer the question, I mean, there really isn't any particular moment. I feel that every part of this whole process has its beautiful moments, and it's such a broad spectrum that I can't just narrow it down to one specific thing. Even though the first time I pulled the truck, but the two
That
trucks,
was, yeah.
the truck and the car.
Wait,
when I pulled
rewind
I
that.
pulled
You
the
pulled
truck
a truck and a car?
Well,
and a
you pulled
car.
a truck and-
Truck and a car.
Truck and a car. I
Oh
was
my
there.
God, yeah. It
was
took me
too
forever. It's
awesome.
my first time doing it.
I remember that.
She made me do it. She made me do it.
Of course I made you
Strap
do it.
up! And I didn't even know the car was on the back of the
I
truck.
don't care. You can pull
I didn't
it.
know the car was on there. Like, man, this is super heavy. And it took me longer than I wanted it to take me, but I mean,
That's
I've
okay,
gotten
but you did
faster.
it.
I've gotten faster.
You got fast.
Got
It's
smarter.
all getting better.
So,
What would yours be, Riot?
I've been trying to think because I've been doing this a long time, and it just every time I go out there, and strong person anyways, I always fight to be a little bit better.
Is it the fight? Would you say it's
the fight to be a little bit better? You know what I mean?
Okay.
So every competition, every moment, even if I like completely shit the bed. I was at nationals. There was this one thing. The wheelbarrow deadlift. It was 504. I wasn't ready for that, and it kicked my ass, and I was just like, oh my God. But I don't feel bad because I know I put my heart into it. You know what I mean? I never did anything like that. And so I don't feel bad, you know, because it's always just that strive to be a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better every time. Do you know what I mean? So,
you showed up and showed up.
I show up, and you know, and when I'm out there and everybody's expecting these things from me and expecting me, you know, whatever. It's not about everyone's expectations of me, of being, you know, oh, I know her or whatever. It's about me being better. I will tell you though, powerlifting is something actually new to me this year.
Okay.
My biggest, I guess powerlifting wise, it was just like my brothers out there, they kind of made a bet with me and I did it, and they were with me and it was scary. Powerlifting was scary to me because there's so many rules and stuff. But my brothers being out there and forcing me to do that, I'll always remember that first, because I was like not against it, but I'm like, this ain't my vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
So let's unpack what is powerlifting specifically.
powerlifting specifically is different from strong person, because strong person is we have these implements, weird, awkward, we don't care, press it up over your head, hit your deadlift up. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want it up, right? Powerlifting is based on 3 specific lifts. It's your squat, your bench, and your deadlift.
Oh, wow.
Very technical.
Incredible.
Incredibly technical, incredibly rule followed, incredibly just precise, a whole different respect for this, because it has to be perfect when you're out there. And me, I'm just a brute strength type of woman. I'm gonna just beat that shit up, right? So going out there and being in a completely different realm that I am not used to, a completely different calm that I am not used to, and that mind space, I'll never forget my first power, because it scared the shit out of me. I was freaking out. I remember I was like, I can't feel my legs, you know, I gotta go squat in a second. And so just like being there, my family saying, go ahead, do it. It's okay. We got you. I'll never forget that, because that was scary. And
But is it something that if you had to go back, would you do it anything different?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so
Absolutely
she
not.
said yes to an opportunity.
Yes to an opportunity. Always seize opportunities. Is what I tell my kids.
Well, to be honest, like you were getting bored with strongman.
A little bit.
She was no.
Oh,
You're so precious. She was burnt out.
I was.
We've had conversations. I'm throwing you under the bus. She was kind of burnt out. You know what I mean? And it was good to see her get into powerlifting and to try it because it broke the monotony of what. And the thing is that Becca's not a slouch. Like I'm up to her lower, and she's not a slouch. Like everyone I know, when they see us in the gym, they're like, "Yo, bro, that chick's super intimidating, dog." Like, why?
Wow.
Well, because the tattoos. I got tattoos. Like, what do you mean? Like, no, man. Like, I mean, she's strong as shit. And so are you, bro. No, but not like that.
Trick question.
Yeah, right.
If you could only lift one thing for the rest of your life, what would you lift?
My children.
People's spirits.
What
What do you think I do all day, baby?
Snaps.
That's probably not the answer you're looking for, but that's my honest answer. People's spirits.
You had
every
to
day.
one up me is what you did, and you did a good job.
All right, weight-wise.
Weight-wise.
Training-wise, what would be your...
My favorite? Like if I had
What is it?
I'll let you go first, bro.
Oh, that's a tricky one. Okay, I need a second. I want to say...
It's the only thing you can lift the rest of your life.
Deadlift.
That's what I was just gonna say, because it's hard for me.
It's hard for me.
It's
exactly.
hard for it's my worst lift.
Preach.
But it's something that, and typically it's most people's worst lift or their weakest lift. I'm not gonna say worst. I'll say weakest.
Weakest. Yep.
But I think I would deadlift if I could for the rest of my life because there's always a level up you can reach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
So you can go up or down either way, and you can deadlift just about anything.
Honestly,
right?
Absolutely.
And
We deadlift a car.
No, facts.
Deadlifting cars.
Deadlift cars and all that. Like, everything. A lot of shit falls underneath to that deadlift category, but I feel mostly just based off of. It's almost like a metaphor if you wanted to get Bruce Lee on the mic.
That's
know
true.
What I mean? Like, no, for real. Like,
it is.
Like deadlifting is the most.
All right, I'm gonna change mine then.
For me, it was the most. My most hated but most loved when you hit that breakthrough and you finally hit that plane of weight you never thought you could lift. Like my first time pulling 400, I was like, yay!
I was there.
And then my first time pulling, and I'm a bigger dude, so for me, like that was, for me, it was a lot of an ego thing. Like, dude, I know I should be able to pick this up. Why can't I? And it gets into like the whole powerlifting aspect. Like it's a very technical lift, and it's a lift that you can very easily injure and fuck yourself up in if you don't know how to do it properly, you know. But
I've seen those fail videos.
Yeah,
Traumatized.
the gym fails, yeah. Like,
Not under my watch. Not
you know
under
what I'm
my
saying?
watch.
But like, it's one of those things to where and I feel like with any object or any type of weight you're lifting in the gym, when you hit that plateau of when you break through that plateau, I should say, of finally hitting a number that you never thought you could, or you've been working your ass off to get to.
I cried.
Yeah, no. That's why you see dudes in little tutus and singlets going ballistic when they hit that number. I'm gonna be one of them this weekend, God willing.
Hard work.
Absolutely, it took me over a year. I've been for like 2 years. I've been deadlifting like steady between strongman and now powerlifting. I think I've deadlifted more in the past 3 months than I have my whole life.
Yeah.
And I love it.
So spotting is a really intimate setting. You have someone who's there protecting you. For those that don't know, you're lifting weight and someone is behind you or above you spotting the weight so that you don't hurt yourself. What's the creepiest thing a spotter can say?
Dude, I
can
say all sorts of shit.
You say something creepy to me, you know exactly what a creepy thing gonna be. So you get smacked in the mouth.
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, how's the view, bro?
See?
You like that? Don't mind the
How's the view?
There you go. There you go. Don't mind the dangle. I'm gonna say that too.
Like, sorry, I didn't
I'm gonna say
shower
that
this morning.
too.
Sorry, I didn't shower this morning.
I'm gonna say that too. I guess
Your
the
thighs look
creepiest.
kind of tight. Like you get so much shit.
I won't say the creepiest, but here is one thing I say, because strength women, we do pee. When we lift heavy?
Absolutely.
So my number one thing when I'm telling Brandon or my brothers when they spot me is, let me go make a sissy real quick because I don't want to pee on you.
Dude,
so that one.
Her piss is anabolic. I'm telling you.
So that's not a creepy.
Just a dabble, do you?
It might be creepy to some people.
It's like milk.
So if it wasn't, I guess that's not to me, but me to another spotter. And if it wasn't my family that knows exactly what's about to happen, hey, let me go to the bathroom before I pee on you, that'd be kind of creepy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, it's not necessarily a loaded question, but whether I can handle the weight that I'm lifting or not, I flat out refuse it. I will not let just anybody spot me.
Preach.
As you should not.
I will not
you
let
should
just
not.
anybody spot me. I
Absolutely
won't just go
not.
to some random person at a gym and, hey bro, can you be my spot? I feel that a spotter should be somebody that you trust because you are trusting someone with your well-being. If you have a weight that you don't think you can handle, that's the reason for the spotter. It gets kind of dicey. You feel me? So I would rather have somebody, like the only people I allow to spot me are people in this facility. Mm-hmm. And even then it's limited to like 3 or 4 people that I will absolutely trust to lift my bar up or to get my back or whatever. She's one of them. You know what I mean?
And then communication.
That's
communication between you and your spotter. Before anybody asks me to spot them, I always have communication. Okay, what do you want? How do you need this? Do you want me to hook over there? Do you want me to lift it off for you? Do you want me to hold it? How do you want me to hold you? Communication, because that's how we spot life, right? Communication.
That's how you keep somebody safe.
Keep somebody safe. Communication.
Who's your hero?
I'm sorry?
Who's your hero?
Oh.
Honestly, my parents. My parents and my aunt, my late aunt, rest in peace.
Why would they be your hero?
Honestly, like I feel that my parents are the definition of the American dream. I've seen them when I was young. Like both my parents, they came from nothing. So I mean, literally nothing. Both had, like my dad had a good childhood, but there's moments that aren't that great. He wasn't rich by any means. My mother's childhood was horrible, but just seeing them reach the pinnacle of everything that they set out to accomplish, especially my mom before she passed away, it's a testament. It kind of, even when I was fucking up and running the street and shit, it instilled in me that knowledge that I know I'm gonna be all right. I know I come from good stock, and I know that I can do anything I set my mind to. My mom, when she passed away, was the vice president of Zions Bank. My dad is my dad, if you don't know. Like you know what I mean? Like, he's kind of an accomplished cat, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I've come from nothing and to be in a position to where you can literally get that slice of the American dream or that slice of that humble pie or whatever type of scenario you want to spin it is. It's very, very, it's humbling. I really have no other way to put it. And my aunt, because my aunt's a badass. My aunt was my best friend. She was a very accomplished lady herself. She was a G. No, for real. My aunt was awesome, but those are honestly who my heroes are. I mean, Muhammad Ali, of course. If you want the generic answer, Ali.
RGB, we're very good for everybody.
Ali, but my parents.
How about you, Riot?
Okay, I had it. Okay, this is a hard one for me to answer.
Do it.
All right.
Do it!
I'm gonna blow your mind because this is genuinely how I feel, and this is why I had to think about it.
Rick James, he's another one.
Rick James. And then, honestly, there's heroes every day. I can't pick one person to be my hero because I see it every day. Does that make sense? You know, I work with clients.
Yeah.
One gentleman has Parkinson's. He's still fighting. I'm not going to let this beat me. You know, people coming out. He my hero, coming from his past.
She's mine too, yeah.
He, Brandon my hero because I know his past. I know what he came from and I know what he came out of. You know, to be the person he is today, Brandon my hero. You know, Doug, Robert, my husband, you see it all the time. I mean, people come through incredible things. I can't just, people, I think, I'm a little feminist. A little bit. And I see these women that, fought for my rights, and I see people out there taking a voice, taking a stand when it's scary, you know what I mean? I see people out there helping the world, you know what I mean? So like, it's hard for me to say any one person is my hero because I see it all the time in everybody. Everybody is a hero in their own way. Does that make sense? I know it's corny, but it's true. That's my heart.
I love it.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
And then my current mental and emotional state at that point in time. I mean, that could be, I vibe with it.
So there is some taboo conversation when it comes to gyms and diet and eating disorders and that kind of stuff.
What's wrong with it?
So
can I stand up and show you?
No, let me show mine though.
All right, let's go ahead. Ask your question. This is my jam. Let's do it.
With that being
I'm
said,
not fat though.
how much of balance comes with diet and exercise? Because there's people who binge eat to gain. They'll starve to lose. Where's the balance, and what is a healthy approach?
Honestly, in regards to a healthy approach, I body dysmorphia is a thing. It's something I feel everybody struggles with.
Oh, you
everybody, me, you, I'm sure
Myself.
you. I feel everyone struggles with it at some point in time or another. In regards to what's a healthy balance, I'm not going to say it's a loaded question, but it's just so many different spectrums you can go off of. It really depends on what your goals are. In our particular sport, like, it pays to be thicker.
It does, and I'll tell you.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to say it does pay to be thicker, and I'm going to tell you right now. The lightest at my height athlete, it's embarrassing to me. I want to be big and thick. I have bad body the sides out, and I'm a natural lifter. I'm drug free, and so I can't tell you how many times when I'm like, I'm gonna just do test. I'm gonna do trend because I want to be big and thick too. It was embarrassing. I was in nationals, women my weight, and I was the tallest, lankiest one up there, and I was legit embarrassed. You know what I mean? So as far as like, the body dysmorphia and stuff, it's something we all go through. As far as nutrition, and I'm a certified nutrition.
Yeah.
As far as nutrition goes, eat for your life. Do you know what I mean?
Eat for sustenance. Yeah.
Eat for sustenance. If you are, I have clients all the time asking me like, what do you eat in a day? When do you do this? And what? You don't want to eat like how I eat. I eat to train.
Your metabolism is going to be different than mine, different than his.
Absolutely.
Your blood type.
And that's why
and it's just so bombarded with this Atkins. I don't even. Is Atkins even the thing now? What is it? Keto now? Yeah. Exactly the same friggin' thing. It's all marketing to make us feel like shit for ourselves, so that these companies can make money. You want to know about nutrition? Eat your good foods. Treat yourself. That's honestly it. Eat your good foods, eat your whole foods, eat your real foods. Eat when you're hungry, and treat yourself. Don't let that, because eating disorders and stuff like that too. I've been through it.
Yeah, me too.
Go through body dysmorphia and all of this and all that. So when it comes to like my clients asking me, and what should I be doing and stuff, and I've gone through school and I have a degree in this, and my biggest thing, I tell you right now, this is. How much is a college education? What, $30,000 worth of advice right here. Eat your whole
Pay
foods.
attention.
$30,000 worth of advice. Eat your whole foods. Eat your whole foods and eat your treats.
Honestly, I've the only time I ever really paid attention to what I was eating was when I was going through my bodybuilding phase.
I remember that.
And to be honest, and like I'm not putting down anybody who bodybuilds. I have tons of friends and family who are bodybuilders and are terrific at what they do. It just wasn't for me. I don't have that. I didn't have the discipline exactly. I didn't have the discipline to stick to the diet. I started it and I saw the results, but for me,
go ahead.
Yeah, for me, it was. I don't like the way I like being able to eat what I want. I like not having to worry about making weight. Like for me, strongman and powerlifting was a natural transition because it gives me the freedom to eat what I feel like I want to eat. I eat for sustenance. When I'm hungry, I eat. When I'm bored, I eat, which I need to work on. When I'm going through some shit, I'll eat, which I also need to work on because I don't really. That's not a good thing either. But I feel like if you're happy with yourself, that's really all that matters.
It really is.
It really is all that matters. I'm not going to tell somebody, like, I don't believe in the BMI, the body mass index. I never have. I never will at all. Because technically I'm ridiculously obese for my BMI. Yeah, so is she. We all everyone in this room would be
crazy.
And we would all be over.
I will say before we move on, because I coach bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And do all of that. I do the nutrition, and I do the bodybuilding, and I tell you one thing, because everybody looks at bodybuilders when they are on stage. When bodybuilders are on stage, it is 12 weeks of cutting, of pure measure. You can't, I won't even let you have fruit.
Don't they steam too?
They steam right before. I'm cutting your carbs. I'm drying you out. You are on that stage. Just a little bit of carbs, just a little bit of pump. They feel like absolute shit.
Period.
So the number one thing you need to do is when you look at a bodybuilder and say, I want to look like C-Bum, I want to look like Dana Lynn Bailey, you need to remember they are the absolute weakest. That is not their very best when they're on that stage. So that's the number one thing.
Because they're frail. They're not.
They are. I deplete the shit out of my bodybuilders so that they can go on stage and look pumped and lean. And the first thing they do as soon as they get off that stage,
they eat. And they eat big.
And I'm going to tell you right now, bodybuilders live just like strength athletes of on season and off season. Right. On season, then we got a 12-week cut. We got to lean it down. We got to watch what you're eating. Off season, because it's not sustainable.
Right.
It's misery. The depression that they go through
is
because
real. It's real.
When you don't have the calories, it really drains you emotionally as well, right? What is it? Comfort eating, right? We all do it.
Comfort food for a reason.
I can't have my mama's apple pie, dog.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
so it not only does it physically deplete them, and they're looking popping, and they got their 6 packs, but
I love the accent was hard.
But they are miserable. They are depressed. They don't want to do it. They're just focused on their goals. So good for them for being focused on the goals. Yeah. The world needs to see the amount of work and misery it takes to be on that stage. And that is not a sustainable lifestyle.
It's not a 15-second clip on Instagram.
No. And I'm glad you pointed that out because, like she said, there's an on-season and off-season. And trust and believe that when they are bulking, they are eating like we do. They look big, like they go from 215 to damn near 300 pounds,
for real.
Like that, and then they cut all that weight down in a 12-week period.
Yeah,
just to be able to do a competition for however maybe an hour total that they spend on that stage between call-outs and getting called back out and first rounds, finals, all that other type of stuff.
Misery.
Like pose downs, like they go through hell, and it really takes a level of discipline and dedication, and my hat's off to them.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I was in the process of doing it, and I was literally in the process of doing it, and it was like, and I was still bulking. It was just the thought of, okay, I'm gonna have to cut soon. Like ask her. I was like,
he was. I said, you sure you want to do this?
Yo, she's making. This chick see me eat. I get it in. I get it in. I don't play.
So 2 questions and we'll wrap it up. What's something that most people don't know about you?
You're an open book, bro.
I got a lot, bro. Like,
what's something that most people don't know about me?
I used to sing in the church choir my whole life, bro. I was a choir boy.
What were you, baritone?
Yeah, actually, good guess.
Actually, we heard it on the mic.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm gonna put that on Instagram.
Yeah, I did a little the choir competitions and stuff like that, and I placed I think second once. Yeah, I could carry a note, bro.
I didn't know that, but I can believe it. Right?
And I used to play the cello.
Oh, okay.
I like the cello.
Viola?
No, not the viola. I have the cello. I was too. I took lessons in 6th grade, bro. So I was too small for the bass.
I can make so many bad jokes about cello.
You better stop it.
They're just inappropriate.
No, I feel you. I've heard them.
Somebody. I'm a pretty open book, honestly. I tell you.
What's something she wouldn't know about you?
I lived a life, first of all. I've lived a life. Like, I used to model. Shut up, dude.
Editorial?
No, like
Print?
Like, I print like
Okay.
30 magazines, all these covers and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Shut up, dude.
What, bro? It's not something
You know, as a musician, I was in the military. I went to Iraq.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. No, I mean, no problem.
No, man, because
You're so
without even one person 1% is enlisted in the U.S., by the way, only 1%. But without even anyone enlisting, no matter what job it is, it's necessary for our freedom. It's necessary.
It is.
So thank you.
Absolutely. But I tell you, one thing people don't realize about me when they see me, even though they might know my story, is I am scared.
So
90% of the time, I lift. And I lift something heavy. I am terrified. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to kill me.
Not to discriminate.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to fail and this is going to be embarrassing. Oh my gosh, I don't think I can do this. I'm terrified every time.
What do you do to get past the fear?
I just do it. I'm just like, okay, we got to do it. I grab a spot that I know, and I said, it's going to work out or it's not. And, you know, it is what it is. I tell you what, I was at FitCon, and I had the heaviest squat at Lifetime PR. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do it. And I tell the spotter at the time, Jeremy Clifford, I walked up to my spotter, and I said, hey, man, I'm scared. You got me, right? And he says, I got you. You can do this. I was like, right? You know what I mean? It's scary, but that's what you got to do. I'm scared. Everyone looks at me. Oh, she got these tattoos. Oh, she's big and strong. Oh, look at her vibe and everything. Deep down inside, because that's all the stuff. That's everybody said.
We don't know
write this or write that.
We don't know what
Right,
to do.
scared. Right, scared. But we do it. Just say. That's what people don't realize. Know about me.
So this question I ask everybody on the show, and it's just a moment for reflection and really to get deeper. What's a question that I have not already asked that you would ask yourself if you were in my shoes?
I got mine. You got yours? You want to go first?
Mine's not really so much as a question. No, it is a question, but it's really only one word. And that's a why. Like, what's your why?
Oh, see, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? What's your why?
What is your why, Brandon?
There's so many different facets. There's so many different facets, to be honest with you. My why is probably out of fear, to be honest with you. And not necessarily fear of the unknown, but fear of going back to where I've been. To know me is to you have to understand that can't nobody self-sabotage like I can self-sabotage, and that's keeping it a buck completely. And it took me, I got in the system when I was 14, so that would have been in the 90s still. So from maybe like 98 to 2019, I've been in and out of the system. So I've been a product of the system, of some type of state supervision since I was 14. And for me, that was a very, 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 not scary, but I don't like no strings on me. You know what I mean? Not to be cliche, but a lot of people said I couldn't. A lot of people said I wouldn't. A lot of people said I can't. And my why has nothing to do with proving people wrong, but proving myself right. You know, me and Riot said earlier this year, our New Year's resolutions was to, and not to be, you know, for lack of better words, to be a dickhead, but my biggest thing this year was to stop supporting my supporters. And I don't mean that in a sense of pull my support from you as an individual or you and your goals and your life's endeavors, but for me to stop putting so much of my energy into other people for them to take advantage of my good nature. And my biggest thing for me, our biggest thing this year, this was ours. This was us. My biggest goal was to prove to myself that I am worth it and I am right. And I deserve to invest as much time in myself as we do in other people. I have no problem lifting people up. I'm the most positive cat you'll meet.
True.
And that's because I was such a negative one before. So I already know what that opposite end of the spectrum holds. So my why is to do everything and anything I can to keep from going back there by any means necessary. To quote Malcolm X, by any means necessary. I will not go back there. And I know that the 1, 2, 3 days that I choose to take off for no reason at all are going to be very, very crucial in my overall development or success. Granted, I do need breaks, and I do take breaks, but it's important to. You can't just be go, 365, 7 days a week and all that. It's unhealthy. Life's all about balance, so my big thing is trying to find out what that balance is within myself, my family, my friendships. And that was our big thing, was that me and Becca have vested so much time in building other people up who didn't see it for themselves and didn't have it and or believe it for themselves. And which is cool, which is great, and I will never take that back, but unfortunately my own progress, and as hers, I'm sure she can attest to it.
Absolutely.
My own mental health suffered from being, because if I give you all my good energy, I have none left for me.
My cup is, I always say my cup is empty.
Yeah,
my cup is too empty
my
for
cup
me
was,
to fill yours right
so
now.
our cups were empty, so we went into this year full throttle. Mine was
January 3rd is when we had this conversation.
Yeah, mine was to look, I'm going to go hard by any means, especially since my Anna just passed away. I'm going to go as hard as I possibly can. I'm going to say yes to every opportunity that is beneficial. Mind you. Not just every opportunity. Saying yes all the time is bad as well, but saying yes to every opportunity that is beneficial to me, my overall growth and success, and my family's overall health and well-being. That was my main goal, and so far, I've been kicking ass.
He has.
You know,
Preach.
you know what I'm saying?
But he's my brother.
But yeah, not sorry to get long-winded, but that's all good. That's where I'm at, though.
What would yours be, Riot?
A question. See, he'd be long-winded, so I can check. That's why he always go first.
You love it.
All right. A question I would ask myself that you might not have asked us. Did you find what you were looking for when you started strength sports?
Ooh.
Do
you know what you were looking for?
I want to say I did. I found what I was looking for. It started out with just being stronger. It morphed into I want to look better. And in the end, it found and then my own confidence. And in the end, it turned into when I was a little girl. Ever since my whole life, I always say I'm gonna save the world, right? I got Facebook posts from like when I was 20 years old. I'm gonna save the world, right?
That's so
but
precious. That's precious.
It's true. It's true. That's all
cute.
I want.
That's
That's all
cute.
I want in life. Save the world, right? I'm only one person. But through strength sports, through investing, years of, college and coaching and working and grinding and building these businesses and stuff, through strength, through me hating a deadlift, I've been able to help everybody that I come in contact with. This is my number one thing. That's my vibe. Hi, Queen. Did I find what I was looking for in strength sport? Absolutely. Because through strength and through pushing myself and putting myself on that platform and being that person, I'm able to reach out to other people. And through reaching out through other people, I can just check in. Hey, man, how's your vibe? Hey, man, how you feeling?
How's your happy?
Hey, how's your happy?
How's your energy, bro?
How's your energy? Nice lift. Things are going good. Good for you. Looking good, Queen. I see you. All right, holler. Go ahead. Go on, do it. I got you.
The positive affirmation.
That positive. So through strength, yes, I found what I was looking for. This whole time, it wasn't about being strong. It wasn't about looking good. It wasn't about making a name for myself. The whole time I've been in strength, it's to change the world. One person at a time.
And it works. It does work.
There's a question and answer. It does work. It does work. Because I can tell you,
I told you, we're a whole vibe, bro.
8 years. 8 years I've been coaching. And, we came into this today to talk about mental health and strength and gym and fitness. And I tell you, as a coach that's been doing this for as long as I have, as a competitor that have been around as many people as I have, yes, it absolutely saves lives. And I can tell you, I know people personally that it has saved their life. So if you're doubting yourself and you need your life saved,
holler at us, boy.
Holler. You know what I mean?
Holler.
You don't even need to holler necessarily at us.
Just go to your.
Take your opportunity. What does Brandon say? What's on your? Take your opportunity.
Yes, just say yes to an opportunity. My question for you.
Oh, you have one for me.
Yeah, is coming into this interview.
Okay.
Did you get everything you were looking for?
More. Much more.
I'm not going to ask you to elaborate. That's for you. You know what I'm saying? That's for you. But I'm happy. I'm glad. I'm glad we could facilitate that.
We got hearts. We fill our hearts. We're here to fill our hearts.
Cross it off the list, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Morning Cup of Culture. We don't say goodbye. We build communities and make music. If you want to be a part of the conversation, have an idea, or want to come and lift some weight, hit me up. morningcupofculture@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Love.